Well, ladies and gentlemen, starting off with some sad news. James Charles Shooter, Jim Shooter, has passed away today from a long battle with cancer. Jim Shooter was the guy that basically wrote the story to our favorite beloved characters. You can read this whole thing over at TFW 2005, but moment of silence first. All right. So, also, what we learned today, though, we're going to look at some comic stuff, and we're going to look at Alpha Trion because it makes sense. We're looking at a lot of lore today. We're going to look at ELITA 1. But did y'all know that Cybertron originally had a transforming a robot mode? Yeah. Well, looks like we're going to have to check the Covenant of the Primes for that. And in order to check the Covenant of the Primes, we got to get this brand new Alpha Trion. Man, I am so glad that I did not order all of the other Alphatrons that I have looked at from AliExpress, from eBay, from everywhere else. I did buy the Transformers 1 version of him because I had to. And again, we'll get to that at the end of the video. But man, you get the Covenant of the Primes and the Quill, which is the Book of Life. Basically, it's like the Bible, and the Quill is like when God adds you to his body. You know what I mean? Like, that's what we got going on here. This is awesome. This is awesome. The fact that they give you the Covenant of the Prime and the Quill, aka a pen, to write the names down of life, of robots that are to come and those who are to pass, I think that is awesome. This is a really, really great looking Alphatron. I immediately thought that it was going to be a heavy retool of the Scourge version of Alphatron, but no, they might share some engineering, but no, not at all. This is completely new. It's completely different. Yes, that is his head poking out in the back. It's fine, especially that since I did not know that they added this. The fact I love any toy where I could put my little headmasters from Titans Returned in, because if you've been with me that long, you can actually scroll back 6 years on my channel. Me and my wife were trying to find every single little headmaster we could, as she calls them, the babies. So, and then we made Tripticon eat all of them because that was a gimmick that came out with Titans Return Tripticon. But back to Alpha Trion and the Quill. Look at that. It's got the Alphatronian. It's got Cybertronian. It's got Cybertronian wording in there. You don't know. It could be your name. You don't even know. And look at how you can just hold it and read it and flip through the pages. This is a must-have. Age of the Primes or not, this would have been one that I had to get anyway. I have a reason for getting each ones of the ones that I do have, but this guy, this is signed, sealed, and delivered. He's mine. Got to have him. Got to have him. And you can see where like there's a lot of resemblances of him from Transformers 1 going forth into this version of him. And I guarantee you later on down the line, we'll get like a dramatic capture series of him and like hopefully ELITA 1 Green Light and Lancer from the cartoon episode, The Search for Alpha Trion. But I guarantee you later on in life, we're going to get a version of this toy with a longer beard. Now, in moving on into something else, last week we learned that we are getting an IDW Fort Max. Now, if you are not familiar with IDW Fort Max, I suggest you do what I have recently done and start dipping back into the comic books. This guy, and no, it's not City Fort Max. This is Tank Fort Max with a giant gun on top, aka Warden, as some may call him. There is a toy version of this called Warden. But he is looking phenomenal. But we are going to get that in the line next year under Hasbro and Takara. Next year, maybe 2027 at the latest. But this is very, very, very interesting. I love the fact that they're doing this. We might even see another Overlord, being that we are getting this. Go into the comics if you don't know what I'm talking about. But yeah, we could very well see another Overlord. We could very well also see a Scorponok that does not have the city mode. It just goes straight to Scorpion and robot mode that is the same size. Because in the comics, again, rest in peace Jim Shooter, but in the comics, Fort Max and Scorponok and a few others were the normal size as regular Autobots, like eye to Optimus, eye to Megatron. They were not cities in a lot of the comics. So yeah, we very well might see again a Scorponok come out that is, 7 inches tall. Same with this, but this is definitely coming. I think this is amazing. He does look just like his city version, just smaller. But yeah, him and Overlord got some issues to settle. If you read the IDW comics, or you can Google it or look it up, please go back and check it out for yourself. This is going to be awesome. I know a lot of people who love Fort Max. A lot of people love Fort Max. A lot of them love the big one. I had no idea. Sorry, my son is in the bathtub. My son's in the bathtub while I'm recording this, so that's what you hear in the background. He's having a ball. He's got a couple of my Transformers in the water with him. But anyway, the point is, I did not realize in 1987 when I got Fort Max for Christmas, City Fort Max, 2-foot tall Fort Max, the OG Fort Max. I had no idea that later on down the line that he would be introduced in the comics as a smaller robot, because I collected the comics back then. I used to get them from 7-Eleven for $0.25. I'd get a comic, ice cream, a Kool-Aid, and one of those balsamic wood airplanes that you put together with the rubber band on the tip. And I'd go out back and throw it around or whatever, and then come in the house later on, take my bath, and read my comic. Yeah, in the comics, Fort Max, Scorponok, I want to say there was a few where Omega Supreme was normal size. But, hey, that's one for you to check for yourself. Now, closing up everything, we finally are getting ELITA 1 a year and some change after the movie came out. Now, I know I've been talking about this all week. We knew when we found out we're getting 5 more Transformer movies. We don't know if any of them will be related to Transformers 1, but we do get this, and I'm digging it. I love how the back wheel separate, or is that the front wheel, can separate, and it's actually hidden right there behind her back. The jetpack that she comes with not only can fit on Optimus, Megatron, Bumblebee, and herself, it comes with the toy. Now, if you want to, I don't know what you're going to do if you want to have a jetpack for everybody, because that's not happening. Megatron did come with a jetpack, and you see they've got the jetpack on his back in this picture. But yeah, same with Bumblebee. This is amazing. I think she looks great. I took an ELITA 1 that I bought offline, painted her pink, just so I could complete my Transformers 1 shelf. But I will definitely be picking her up as soon as I see her in Walmart. Can't wait to see this in Walmart. And Walmart's been surprising people here lately. You never know what you're going to see when you go in there. They've got, some days they have brand new toys. They might have, the aerial bots some days. They might have the Constructicons some days. And then Q is still there. Devastation Optimus will be there forever. Let me just say that now. No one is buying Devastation Optimus Prime. That was a very stupid choice that y'all made making that. Anyway, look at ELITA. She is just pink and wonderful. I have no qualms with this toy. I think it looks like it walked off of the movie screen. She comes with her supersized gun and her jetpack, obviously. But voiced by Scarlett Johansson, who will be in the Jurassic Park movie, which is coming out, I think, Wednesday. This was great. This is really great. I think the movies need this. They need to continue pumping out the toys for it, so that those people that missed out on it or just didn't know that it was happening can now, have something. They'll see this in the store and go, oh, Transformers, wow, I forgot all about it. And then they'll go home and watch it. Hopefully we get the sequel that we deserve in one of these 5 movies or projects that they're working on. Again, one of the greatest female Autobots next to RC. She's a must-have. I did a short with my ELITA 1 the other day. Go check it out. It's your buddy, the 14th Prime.